kid with me here. Dave, 1 second. Dave, are you there?
I think I'm unmuted. Can you hear me? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we
Hi, Pep.
can hear you.
Yeah. Hi, David.
Hi. Can I just ask, Pep, in terms of you personally as a manager, does next season trying to overhaul Liverpool, is that the biggest challenge of your managerial career in terms of one particular opponent? And also, can I just ask one other thing as well? You said you had dinner once with Jurgen. When was that? And was it and what kind of evening was that?
When they gave us the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
We are important, David. Jurgen and myself. We are in the Hall of Fame.
That was in Germany or UEFA or?
It was here in England, your country. Come on.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. I wasn't there. I wasn't invited.
It was in Manchester. I was not important event because you didn't realize it. So. I had many challenges in my career as a manager. So it was one more. So all the people say I'm a big failure because I didn't win the Champions League in Munich here. So people, it is the challenge. And others say it is the challenge to win the Premier League. The challenge is tomorrow try to do a good game to face a fantastic team, to try to compete like we compete in the past. Even we didn't get the results we expected, we were there as a team for any circumstances we cannot control. We are not allowed to be closer to them, but we know the quality that they have, and it's a good game to see. It will be good for our game against Arsenal, for our game against Madrid, the game for tomorrow. How is our position, our level in terms of to play in key moments, in tough competitions, and against two good teams. And tomorrow it is, and after prepare next season. So of course, listen, we lost the Premier League at 7 games left and more than 20 points, and the challenge was this season to win the league again, the Premier League. And what happened? It happened because we were not consistent. Like the previous season, it was a team that was incredibly consistent, and even doing really well with the numbers that Liverpool has done was almost impossible. And when that happened, only we can do is accept it. And always you never can win all the time and do it well all the time. And I think for the football and for the society, it's good, to everyone to try to do it, and they deserve it, and learn from our mistakes, learn from what they have done, the consistency that we had in the past, and try to reply it in next season. That not assure you what we have done this season is going to happen better the season or worse, that the same will win the 2 Premier Leagues in a row. The third season will be good too. So every game, every time, like I said to Simon, every game it's to prove again who we are. So live for the past is ridiculous. It's nothing. We say, no, I don't have to show anything. Yeah, you have to show it again and again. If don't, you cannot be part of the big clubs or be part of this business that everyone demands. You have to do your best.
Thank you, Dave. James Robson.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
From the start of next season, compared to your last title-winning team at City, you'll be without Vincent Kompany, David Silva, Leroy Sané, obviously Fernandinho and Sergio Aguero getting older as well. How can you make that jump to Liverpool without such important players? And also with Sané going, do you ever see an opportunity maybe for Jadon Sancho to come back?
No, but he decided to leave. Why should he decide to come back? So we want him to stay with him, like a process like Eric Garcia and Phil. He decided, because like Leroy now, like myself, I decide to move in our countries to be manager. It's going to happen. So when he decide to move to Dortmund, it's not because he's going to decide come back 1 year later. So would not be sense of this. He didn't want to be here, so that's why I think he doesn't want to come back here. And it's part of the process. So we would like to stay with the people or the players who gave this club for the last decade, be eternal. But unfortunately, all of us we grow, we make years, and sometimes we have to do it and replace him. And we're going to replace with with the new players.
Thank you, James. Jack, go on.
Hi, Pep. You mentioned before about being a failure in the Champions League, and you've mentioned it a few times that people have called you a failure for not winning it. I just wondered how frustrated you are by criticism.
No, if I don't win the Champions League, we'll try next year. If next year I'm a manager in a big club with a big players, I will try next season. I think we use a lot the word success and failure quite often, and normally in the wrong way. The success is not always just to win, and the failure is not just you don't win. So I live my life as a profession different way. I want to do it because we show it as a club, as a team in the last years, how hungry we were and we are to be there all the time. But sometimes the other ones are better, and you are not good enough. And when that's happened, I don't feel a failure. So it's just okay. We're going to try next season to do it. So if the people want to judge the job for all the managers, not just me, it depends if you win the Premier League or the Champions League. There are thousands, millions of failures in there. It's not, and there are incredible managers I met, I admire, I learned a lot. I didn't win titles, and I learned a lot of them, a lot. And most of the ideas I have, I learned of them. I didn't win, and I don't win. We win all the club organization. There's the chairman until the kit material, the physios, the doctors, and especially the players. And we don't win is all together too. I never felt I win. We win all the time and we lose all the time. I am part of this. I want to help the team to do it, the organization to do it, but I don't feel nothing special, honestly. There is one mistake in the people who works in football, that since young age, we listen how special we are, how good we are. We are 14, 16, 17, 19, 20, and we are not special. All we can do is shoot the ball better than the other ones. But I am not an architect. I'm not a cooker. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a police guy. Only I can do, the play as a manager, is play football. That doesn't make me special or better than the other ones. Absolutely not. I'm not a writer. I'm not a filmer. I'm not nothing of this. But the people say, oh, how good you win, how good you are. And sometimes we create something in our brain is wrong, because this is, I think, what we feel.
Okay, Jamie Jackson.
Hi, Pep.
Nice jumper.
Especially for you.
Oh.
Quite early in the lockdown, Kyle Walker apologised for breaking the lockdown rules. I just wonder, has the club disciplined him? Have they fined him? Or if not, will the club be doing so?
Do you know how many thousand million people break the lockdown and wasn't locked down even now that we cannot do many things? Still the people do it. So Kyle Walker, Jose Mourinho was a little bit criticized for nothing for 1,000 million people do every single day and nothing happened. So the virus is there. So I'm not defending. But what we have to do is be careful, but the virus is still there and the NHS is still there, and we have to still be alert what happened. So you can go out, you can make a lot of things, but for example, for July in UK, the people can start to go to the restaurant and pubs. And I had the feeling the virus is still maybe not aggressive like he was 1 month or 2 months ago, but it's still there. And that's why you have to be careful, because if don't, maybe it's not going to be good for the next time.
Paul Hurst next.
Hi, Pep. Just looking at your statistics from this season, you've conceded 10 more goals this season than you did last season. Is that primarily down centre-backs, or is that too simplistic an argument?
We have an incredible 6-7 months ahead of us. The dream to come back to Wembley. When you win a title the year after, when you play, you know how difficult it is. Imagine to being there again and being semi-final and maybe achieve if we are good enough or better than Arsenal with the final and after the Champions League. So we have incredible things ahead, and I want to be focused on this. So we have exceptional players, and they have done even this season, and we have to be all together to fight for this. And after finish, we'll reflect. I want to sit. I want to take my little time to think with the club. What do we have to do? Which players should be replaced? Now, with the case of Leroy and the other ones, you're going to see what happens. But not judge for the concede 10 more goals just for the back four or for the defenders. But we're going to think when everything is going to finish.
Thank you, Paul. Fred Caldera.
Hello, Pep. Just coming back on the lockdown rules and etc. Do you think the scenes we've seen in Liverpool, the gathering, the celebrations, they prove that maybe returning the Premier League during pandemic was a wrong decision?
And first of all, I understand it, but I think Liverpool itself, Liverpool itself make a statement. Jurgen too, condemning that. So that's why I don't want to add more of that. So I think just we have to be careful. Still, you have to be careful. So everyone. So I think the social distance, the cleaning your hands, just for respect for the 1,000 million people, not people from NHS, for many cleaners and incredible people that still put the risk their lives to save ours. So you have to be careful. And I think Liverpool make a good statement, like he did a good statement when they destroy our bus. So the Liverpool make an incredible statement supporting us. So it's the same. So I think Liverpool has done as a club what they have done. But in other case, celebrate the Premier League is an important moment. But I think they will have time to be together to celebrate what they deserve to celebrate together. And now it's not still the time, because the scientists and the doctors and the politicians still say, be careful. That's why for July, restaurants, pubs, be careful. So take a beer, but not much, not many.
Last couple, guys. Simon Baskowski.
Hi, Pep. A lot has been made about the gap in points between you and Liverpool. Does it matter if that gets smaller or bigger over the rest of this season, or is it more about the Champions League?
The Premier is over, but we play every game first to qualify for the Champions League. Still, we are not there, and I know how tough it can be when you don't play like you are. At the terms, how many points gap or whatever. Now is preparing ourselves for the next season, and the best way is to preparing these games for the Arsenal and Madrid. And I think all the games we have in the Premier League are an incredible opportunity to arrive in these two games in the best conditions as possible. I love and I like it the way we approach the game against Newcastle. Like all the time, we suffered a lot there in the previous years, in the recent years. In the Premier League, that we draw points. Like for example, this season, like in the last minutes, we didn't win, and the way we play there, and that is what we have to see.
Okay, last question, James Ducker.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
You've won 8 of the last 10 domestic trophies, which is extraordinary by any standard. But when you talked about needing to look at what you've got and perhaps build and perhaps decide who you want to replace, do you feel like the team needs a rebuild with David Silva going, with Vincent not having been replaced, with Leroy going, with Sergio and Fernandinho at the age they are? Do you feel it? Do you feel it's at the rebuild point?
Yeah, in some, just for not for the lack of quality, but for absence from Vinny and now from David and Dino and Sergio. Like season the last season, 1 year left contract, but I don't know if it's going to extend or not. So yeah, it's part of some players have to rebuild a little bit, but that is, it's not like take it like a disaster thing or bad thing. It's part of the provoke for the age, for the normal situation circumstances. So it happened all the clubs, and players are being considered for the club an important player, but they decide to leave. They don't want to be here. What was the case for Jadon Sancho, case from especially Leroy, where Jadon Sancho was in the academy, but especially Leroy, and we cannot do anything else. So we said many times, I think as a club organization, the guys that they don't want to stay, they have to leave. So because we are not getting the best of these players with their minds, they are not happy here. This is the first, and the second is the for the age they are. It happened. You have to rebuild it, but it's happened all the clubs around the world. So never can be eternal, nor even and we have to accept it and try to take the right decisions as a club to maintain the level that we have.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.